Hey, I'm Mr. Kerr, and welcome to MotoGP 15 Career Mode, where we are following Elusive Racing from Moto3 Obscurity to MotoGP Glory in this series. And last time out in Qatar, we saw the debut of the team, and what a debut it was. We were top Mahindra by a country mile. We qualified in the top 10, and then we finished in 7th. A very strong race from us, even though we made a mistake on the last side that cost us a chance to get in the top 5, but still. Top 10 finish in the first race. I think I'm happy with that. Hope we can build on that as we go to America and the Austin circuit, the circuit of the Americas. But before we do our qualifying effort, let's show you bike development in the Moto3 class. So we developed 4 components on the bike: the engine, the chassis, I can never say that word, the suspension and the brakes. And you will notice that the brakes, the suspension, the chassis, they only take about 5 data packs to develop. Well, the engine, look at that, 9 data packs to develop that. So we really got to save up the data packs if we want to develop the engine. As we get data packs for doing a lap in qualifying and a lap in the race, that's why we have 2 data packs from Qatar, and I'm going to apply 1 to the chassis. So we're a level 1 component there and a level 1 component on the brakes as well. Give us a bit better braking around the circuit, which is very important to do that. And I'll also show you the setup that I do for every round of this season. I don't really do much to the bike, for the setup. As we go to an engineer, we change the brakes, and we are done. That's it. I only changed the front disc to this one from this 2 because I just find it a bit better, for braking, at this one rather than this 2. So now we go out for a qualifying effort, as that was an abysmal last corner from us. That's not how you meant to set up a qualifying run. You can already tell this was a very strong qualifying effort for me as we go down the front straight around this circuit of the Americas, which I do love on the bikes. I love it more than in the cars, really. As we enter in for days into the first corner, miserable first corner from us. Oh, this is not very good from us. This is not very good from us already. So we've already lost it about a second or 2 in the first corner alone. And this is the first sector where we're so much stronger than the AI normally. But look at this, we made a Horlicks of the S section and we're down, and yeah, this is not going to be good for us on the grid. This is going to be very low down on the grid. This is the section where we're meant to be faster than the AI, and then in the middle sector we're kind of even with the AI, and in the last sector again, they're a bit faster. So all balances out throughout the lap. But this is our section to make time on the AI before you lose it for the rest of the lap, basically. And we just lost seconds to the AI there. We lost like 5 or 6 seconds in that sector alone. It's miserable from us as we go a bit wide into the left hand hairpin here. We've got to be careful of that in the race, as down this back straight AI are going to be so much faster than us with our undeveloped engine. So we've got to get a good exit out of that corner. We've got to hit the apexes, and the AI is particularly good at breaking into that corner, as you will see in the race. So we've got to be very careful of that corner in the race, and this corner as well, this left hand. Again, the AI very good at breaking into this, so we've got to be careful of our braking, make sure we don't get taken out. And as you see from the AI in front, they do use all of the curb. They haven't really, made the AI take that corner properly, it feels like, because they use all the curb. It's like a car line rather than a bike line, but we always going to be losing time into that corner. So we've got to be careful of those 2 corners, that bookend, that back straight, as we have a decent, kind of Hockenheim Stadium-ish section there. Now we come to the reverse turn 8 of Turkey, as this is one of my favourite corners on the circuit as well in these bikes. The first sector, that corner as well, great challenges, as, we're entering again into the penultimate corner. This is just a cherry on top of this miserable run we're having, as once again we go wide into the last corner, locking up the rear slightly, and yeah, this is going to be terrible from us. As I said, I do like this circuit on the bikes, I just didn't like it on this lap, it seems. I'm still getting used to the Moto3 bikes, as at least we get our data pack, to develop the bike for next time in the next round. As this is how we're meant to do the first corner. Yeah, we didn't get the apex, but at least we're in the vicinity of the apex there rather than on our qualifying effort, as Denny Kent grabbed pole by a tenth of a second from Miguel Oliveira. Navarro rounding out the front row, then Quartararo, Vinales, Antonelli, who won in the Czech Republic in real life. Very happy to see that, as Bastianini rounds out the top 10 of Binder, Matfield, Cotelli, Finati, Ferrari the top Mahindra there in 15th. Great job from the Italian. We're not here. We're seeing loads of KTMs and Mahindras, but we're still not appearing until we get to the last page. there we are. We're on the row of shame. We've got the wooden spoon. We're 34th and last. Rodrigo, take a week off. You're no longer last for this race. As look at that, 7.3 seconds of Danny Kenny grab pole. We've got some work to do this race as the lights have appeared on this grid for this 5-lap race. We are away from last place. Hopefully the opponents get blinded by orange on us, and so we can make some positions into this first corner as we're trying to get into the slipstream. Not a great start from us. We're already dropping back a bit, but we're taking the outside line. Seems to be the right line as well. Look at this, we're making up loads of space as Vasquez is down. Efren Vasquez, the Moto3 veteran, teammate of Danny Kent. Oh, that is a dreadful start for the Spaniard. Look at that, we're up to 21st already. We're in the top 20 after a couple of corners. As I said, this first sector, this is our gold mine normally, and we are showing it on this first lap as they're going a bit wide. Take the inside against the AI. We're up to 18th as well. We're on the edge of the points as he dives down the inside. We're up to 16th. We're behind, well, we're ahead of Loy now. We're going round the outside. We're into the points against our Mahindra buddies. There's Ferrari behind us, but he's taken back that position. We're having a great battle here with the Mahindras on this first lap. We're already in a points paying position. What a great start for us. We've only made up almost 20 positions as we're entering a bit into this tight left hand hairpin. I say we've got to be careful of this corner as the AI get great traction out of it, but we've got a great move there on Ferrari, as you can see on his leathers on his backside there, as he's slipstreaming us as we're about a second behind Fanati in front. The Sky Italia rider, you know, bit way down the field, you know, often qualifies poorly, but a bit stronger in the race, even in this game as well. As there are the dive bombs. There's one, there's two, there's three. One of them has even gone wide. He's gone to Mexico as we've made it down to 17th. Now, as we take a little dive down the inside, I believe that's of Loy, I think. Can't really tell, unfortunately, but yeah, we've got Loy, we've got Ferrari in front battling for the final point, and we are still in 17th, but we've got a fantastic battle in front here as we've got a fantastic exit on Ono. Actually was in front of us. That is Ferrari, that is Loy in front of us. So we're a free ride, we're playing pinball in the middle of turn 8. That's not the best place to do that, but we've made up a position somehow and we didn't fall down. That's the most important part of this first lap so far. We haven't fell down at all. We're still in that, you know, 16th, 15th place region. We have made up some solid positions as you come to the end of the first lap, going a bit wide in that last corner. Oh no, that was almost an oh-no moment there, as he almost went into the back of us. But it's Danny Kent leading from Oliveira, Quartararo, Navarro. Vinales rounding out the top 5 as we are in 16th place. We got our data pack as we're looking to make a move into this first corner against Ferrari and Loy. But oh, they've outbraked us a bit into that first corner. That's a nice clipping of the apex as Oliveira leads from Quartararo. That's pretty nice to see from the KTM as Binder is down behind us. I think that's Darrell Binder rather than Brad Binder of the Red Bull KTM variety. As we're up to 14th place. Great exit out of that second corner there, through there. You know, it's a flat out corner, but it seems like AI kind of slowed down a bit there. And we are making pay in this first sector, already onto the back of Locatelli in front of us. We're past him round his outside, up to 13th. We're looking at a top 10 already on that too as well. Don't take too much curb, Kev. Don't take too much curb. You're getting carried away here. You're going too fast as we're going down hill now in our Mahindra, in our bright orange and blue Mahindra. It seems like the colours are distracting, you know, the AI a bit. You know, they're just letting us through. They're thinking they're getting tangoed. Well, they are certainly getting tangoed so far. This race is McPhee is fighting with Masbu for 9th place as we've got Ono taking a point from Eloy behind us. But now we're in a cushion by ourselves here as we've got Antonelli, we've got Fanati battling in front, you know, along with, you know, McPhee and Masbu as we've just seen at the bottom of the screen as whoa, okay, Locatelli, thank you. Don't need to push us wide as they'll go to AI a bit wide. We've gone wide because we got punted from behind there viciously. That was a NASCAR move there by Locatelli. Doesn't quite work like in NASCAR though, as we managed to stay in front of him. As we're right in the backside now of a top 10 position. Look at 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. We can even see the top 5 there right in front of us. So if we get a good, you know, lap coming up, we can make a few positions, get in the top 10. Oh, we could be dreaming of a top 5, but our aim for this race was to get a top 10 because of that lonely start position, and on that too, we're looking good for it as well, as we've got the pace on the AI, it seems, around the circuit as well. Didn't kind of expect that. As I say, we've got long straights here, you know, the AI is so much faster down the straights, but it seems like in the corners with the slightly improved braking is kind of helping us a bit as we come to the end of lap 2, up to the halfway mark of the race. Got McPhee and Masby fighting in front as we got Quartaro, Kent and Olivier fighting for the win, with Navarro 4th and Vinales still rounding out that top 5. McPhee rounding out the top 10 right in front of us, and looks like Antonelli's taking a little dive in front but not quite making up to 11th spot. And look at that confirms our pace. We've done a fast lap the race with a 2:19 for that. I'm sure the AI will go a bit faster than that later in this race, as we've still got McPhee and Masby fighting hard. Aren't they teammates in real life, if I got that correct? So no, teammates fighting hard here as we're trying to make hay in this first sector once again, making a move on Antonelli up to 12th place. Oh, can we go up to 11th as they are a bit slow into that corner around the outside of Fanati. Oh, we're looking at a top 10 in front behind the teammates of Masbu and McPhee, as it looks like we went a bit wide. Oh, Fanati almost down our inside, but holding on as we're officially now halfway through this race. Well, almost exactly halfway through this race. We come to this critical left-hand hairpin as here goes Fanati diving down it inside. I said the AI a bit better on the brakes into that, and a bit better on the acceleration as well. So that's a corner where we're always going to be losing, it feels like. But we're getting in the slipstream off Fanati, but of course Antonelli's in our slipstream as well. Look at that, about 10th of a second behind us as we've got the two teammates fighting in front for a top 10. Here comes Antonelli, the Italian who won in real life in the Czech Republic at the weekend. His first podium ever in Moto3, and he somehow won the race as well. Fantastic job from him. And in the game, he's done a fantastic move on us as well, as he's up to 12th place as we drop down to unlucky 13th for us, as we're in the tricky middle sector here where you've got to be careful in first gear. Even on these Moto3 bikes, sometimes the back end can get away from you on the power, even in that sector, because it's all about traction. Basically, you know, coming out those slow corners and carrying the speed through the corners. And in that last part as well, braking a bit early, making sure you sweep into that left-hander so you get a good run into this corner as we keep on the backside of Antonelli. At least we're not getting trouble from behind though, as we went a bit wide, braking on the curb. Don't want to do that in the penultimate corner. Again, we're on the curb on the exit as we come to the last corner of the third lap. We're hitting apexes though. We're keeping in the slipstream of Antonelli as McPhee and Masbu, the two M's, are fighting hard for that 9th and 10th spot as Kent now leads from Olivier. Quartaro, Navarro, Vinales still rounding out the top 5, but he's been stapled to that position since the beginning. As we dive down the inside of Antonelli, we're up to 12th spot on this penultimate lap. Now we're making moves for a top 10. There's now Fanati's joining into that teammate battle. He's up to 9th place. Great moves from the Italian. He's now, decided to go for it. As we're trying to make a move around the outside. Have we done it? Oh, we're touching slightly. We're touching slightly again. I believe that's McPhee in front, I think. Or is it Masbu? They're so alike from where I'm looking at the moment. As we're diving down the inside, that is Masbu, and that is Fanati in front. We're in the top 10 though. We're in the top 10. We achieved our aim. There's 9th, 8th, 7th, 6th and 5th right in front of us. So if we get a good middle sector, keeping the slipstream of Fanati, maybe we can be the ones making a move as we're aggressive to the Italian. He would not like that as we're going into the slow left-hander as he makes his move round the outside. Oh, we're being a bit cheeky there, kind of using him as a break. Sorry for that. But he's got a much better run out of the corner, so maybe not sorry for that, as that kind of cost us time. But we are in the slipstream of the Italian. We've got the Frenchman, though, Masbu, nicking all over us behind, a couple of tenths behind us. He's going to be diving down our inside, maybe, into this left-hander. So we've got to be careful of that as Kent and Quartaro exchanging positions. Now he's done the Locatelli, as here comes McPhee. Where did McPhee come from? He's passed us into the top 10. Fantastic move from the wee McPhee, who we had a fantastic battle with in Valencia. Oh, that contact can sometimes mean we're going over, but we just about held on as a bit of a cheeky track extend there as you go down the inside of Masbu back into 11th place. This is a real Moto3 battle as you come into the final sector of the penultimate lap. We're right behind McPhee. He's got Fanati right in front. It looks like we're fighting for 9th place coming on to this final lap. We've got Masbu looking round our outside. Oh, is he diving down our inside? Great move from Masbu there. Look at this, the AI battering us and kind of hard but also fair as well as you come into the final corner of the penultimate lap. We're not being fair at all. We're barging away past Masbu there. As it's Quartaro leading Kent and Olivier for the win. Going on to the final lap, Navarro and Bastianini is kind of unstapled, it feels like. Vinales from that 5th spot as it looks like diving down the inside of McPhee is out in front of us. No, that was Masbury, wasn't it? We got McPhee fighting in front as Haneke and Binder, the Red Bull KTM riders, are battling in front of us, as we can see in this first sector. And now it's kind of do or die now on this final lap. Are we diving through this sector? Yes, we are. We're diving down the inside. No, we're down. Oh, that was kind of inedible. Inedible? Even on this final. Now, that was kind of always going to happen if we're going to be aggressive like that in the first sector, and that's kind of a silly move from us. We didn't need to be that aggressive really, because we have the pace in this first sector. As you go past Ono, as we joined in 15th spot up to 14th already. Now we're pushing hard to make up some places in front, the places we should have had on this final lap. We should be fighting for a top 10, but a silly move from us. You know, it was the final lap. I thought it'd be a bit aggressive, but looking back now, that was a bit too silly from me, a bit too aggressive from me. Probably should have waited until the next corner, where, as you've seen before, I can go on the outside line and then dive down the inside, maybe, and then again on the next corner, go inside or outside as the AI is slowing that. But now we've got Ono looking around our outside, as it looks like we're going to be dropping back even. Are we going to even score a point? As we've got Vasquez even behind us. Vinar is, of course, battling for a top 5 with Bastianini. So we've got to look out behind us maybe as we're diving down the inside of Ono. Oh, we really are desperate on this final lap. We're making dives everywhere. As we can see, a great battle in front. Hopefully they can occupy themselves as we're doing the Locatelli. We've moved Ono out of the way there. You know, he didn't seem to upset him too much, but maybe that was a bit of a cheap move from us. We got up to 14th spot. We've got Antonelli about a second in front of us. We don't have time to gain on him, unfortunately. It looks like, even though he's battling hard for 12th spot as you go into the penultimate corner. Look at this, we put all of the speed into the corner, none of it on the exit though, as you go into the final corner of the final lap. Who has got that 12th spot? They're side by side in front as Kent wins from Courtois and Oliveira, as Navarro 4th, Bastianini 5th, Haneke 6th ahead of Vinal as well. He dropped down in the last couple of laps. Binder, McPhee, and we're in 14th. What a disappointing end to the race after a great, first 4 laps there, battling hard, getting to the top 10. Then we kind of gave it away right at the end, as it's given actually Bastianini 4th place ahead of Navarro. Good old timing glitches, as there we are in 14th place behind Antonelli, Locatelli, Masbu and Fanati rounding out the top 10 as Ono rounds out the point scores ahead of Vasquez, Loy and Migno. And there's Ferrari in the next Mahindra in 19th. So we're still top Mahindra, but we didn't get a top 10 once again. That should have been a top 10. We just made a silly move on that last lap, as Guevara is the only non-finisher of this race, as Binder rounds out the finishers. Well done, Rodrigo. Again, not last in the race. He really did have a weekend off there, mate. As we go to the standings now, and Kent leads by 14 points from Courtois and Oliveira, with Navarro a bit further back now in 4th with 26 points. Vinales rounds out the top 4 with 20 points. Then Haneke, Bastianini, Binder, and we're down to 9th on 11 points. So that last lap move really did cost us in the championship stands. Early, part of the championship, but every point counts still. With the bike being under the vet, we needed to claw all of these points together. As Vasquez rounds out the top 10 with 10 points. Quite a lot of riders on 10 points, as they're older the non-point scores at the moment. Has lots of Mahindras down there, unfortunately. Same to see that, but as I said, this is kind of the worst bike, unfortunately, in this class. As in the constructors, we've got Honda leading by 14 points from KTM. There's Husqvarna with 20 points, and there is Mahindra in last place with 11 points now. We've scored all 11 of those points for Mahindra. Hopefully we'll be battling with Husqvarna for 3rd place though in that constructors standards. And now the important part for us, we did meet our race objective, even though we made that silly mistake on the last lap. So we've got over 12,000 credits to add to the total, over 63,000 now, and almost 6,000 fans there as well. So over 30,000 fans there. So that's good. Good that we met our objectives, but still disappointing how that race ended. As, of course, just like in real life, Marquez wins in Austin. At least the game was realistic in one aspect there, as he won ahead of the Yamaha duo of Rossi and Lorenzo. As in Moto 2, well, they really built up that race, haven't they? As in looks like Rabat won that, and of course in Moto 3 we saw Kent winning that 2 out of 2 for the Englishman. As now we go to the Tribe of Night, and it looks like Antonelli is presently surprised with our battle there. wasn't much of a battle. Well, maybe on the 4th lap, you know, it was pretty interesting. As Grassini is still interested in us and still was saying bugger off. And it looks like, you know, our sponsors are happy. We got points. So they're happy, but I'm a bit disappointed, you know. Threw away at least about 5 points there. Probably should have finished 9th in that race, at least in the top 10, you know, that race, until we made that, you know, that move on the final lap. As now we check out the standings in the other series. So in MotoGP, Marcus now leads the championship from Lorenzo, even though he got level on points, and by 1 point from Rossi, so pretty close at the top there. Well, Pedrosa's already adrift in 4th, and Yamaha lead Honda by 4 points, and Ducati already about half the points now of Yamaha, as they're fighting hard with Suzuki for 3rd, just 3 points ahead of them. So at least we got very distinct battles there in the Constructors and Riders Championship for the MotoGP. In Moto2 we saw a bat win, but he's still 4 points behind Johan Zarco over those in 3rd, and Folger adrift in 4th. There's a bit of a pattern developing, isn't there, as Calix leads the championship from speed up by 14 points, and Tech Free and Suter have not scored points. And as I said, if they do, I would donate to charity, because that is a miracle, and a miracle needs to be recognised, as I've never seen them score points in this game yet. And in Moto3, as we have already seen, Danny Kent won, so he leads by 14 points from Quartararo and Oliveira, with Navarro drift in 4th, definitely a pattern there. And in the Constructors, we got Honda leading KTM by 14 points, and Husqvarna and Mahindra battling for 3rd, a bit of drift from the top 2. So you can already see where these seasons are kind of heading already. We've got Danny Kent OP in Moto3, and in Moto2 and MotoGP we've got very tight battles though for the championships in the Riders and Constructors Championships. So that is the Austin race. That is round 2 of the season over, as now we look to the calendar of mystery for round 3. Where are we going? And we are going to further down the Americas, to South America and Argentina, the 3-mile circuit, the Tomás de Rio Hondo circuit for the Gran Premio Red Bull della Repubblica Argentina. Yeah, I can't say anything in the foreign language, I apologise for that. As in this, like, Marcus has the fastest lap there with a 2014 lap with a 149.1. Hopefully really be as fast as that. I think we'd be happy with that, but hope you enjoyed this. Good round, but disappointing in the end. Hopefully we'll be better in Argentina. So for watching, and I will see you next time.